What's up guys, Judo Highlights here. We're going to look at Takato, recently crowned Olympic champion at the under 60 kg category. So we'll have a look at his top 20 Ippons in no particular order except for number one. Number one is definitely my favorite. He's definitely a creative judoka and opportune judoka. There's a lot of thought that goes into his game plans. So anyway, let's get into it. His top 20. So you don't see this counter to Uchimata very often. Steps in with the Uchimata, but Takato steps across, gets his leg out of the way, stands over the other side with the Taiwatoshi. So Takato, he's got so many techniques, so many counters. You'll see a great variety of techniques in this video, and that's a great one. Number 19. So against Lotfulayev here, this is very early on in their careers, but Yagura Nage, one of Takato's special moves that he's kind of coined as his own. Big pickup, kind of like an Uchimata, gets the Ippon. 18 now, Sore Surikomi Goshi. And the little switch with the feet. I included this one as well because they're quite similar throws. But this one, a bit more lift, a bit more rotation. Really nice Ippon. So let's have a look at it again. Fighting for that grip, kind of distracting on the other side. And then once he gets that sleeve, jumps in. And Sore Surikomi Goshi, definitely one of Takato's best techniques. So now you don't see Takato do this that often these days. Kataguruma, and this was slightly after they took out the leg attacks, so he kind of reinvented the Kataguruma for everyone. Gotta give Takato that one. 16, here you see that counter to Uchimata again, but this time more of like a Haraigoshi Ashiguruma. So really nice counter, full of counters is Takato. 15, this time against Papanashvili. And his Kochigari, one of his best weapons. And this was after his loss to Papanashvili at the Rio Olympics. So a really good Ippon to get this win back. A little bit of revenge there. 14. And this is against Kim. And we see that lovely Sore Surikomi Goshi again. And Kim, just such high level competition. To get thrown like this so cleanly. Come on, look at that. Just complete control throughout the whole throw. Beautiful work. Number 13 against Mishtovadzi, and another counter. So Takato just full of counters, this time with an Uchimata, so he knows where to put his leg to counter each time, whether it's Ashiguruma, Uchimata, Taiwatoshi. So you can see left versus right, this is something Takato definitely works on, countering the Uchimata in a left versus right situation. Number 12, and this Ochigari, just such great work, such great drive, and he's got that grip on the belt and wrapping around the other side of the tricep, so creates great drive there. Fabulous Ippon. So this next one, a lot of detail in this. You can see before the grips, Takato wants the inside grip or a low grip, and I've slowed it down in the next scene so you can see it, but he drops his hand low, and then even though the Mongolian doesn't fall for it, wraps his hand around and then gets the underside grip. And then from there, it was a set deal. He's got the grip he wants. This is what he wants, and he's just waiting for it now. Beautiful counter. No idea what it's called, but a great Ippon. Number 10, the World Championships now in Budapest 2017. And this Ochigari, just as he's going to the side like that, it's almost like, I mean, I usually do Ochigari going forward, but to do it on the side like this, with your head wrapped under there, beautiful work. Number 9 at the World Championships, and another opportune moment, getting people when they're going down to the ground, capitalizing on an opportunity, and he really solidifies this. He kind of picks them up and then pushes them into the ground, so it's definitely an Ippon. Look at that. I call it newaza. Newaza. Right, number 8 now. So what Takato does really well is string things together. Goes for the Osotogari, turns it into an Uchimata. Looks for a Koshiguruma as well. But just throwing things together, brilliant work. Number 7, this is against Kim in a final, and pulls out this beautiful Kataguruma. So it was kind of earlier on in his career, but Look at the lift, look at the drive, the control. You don't see katagurumas like that very often these days. A lot of people are rolling with it, but this was really, really, really well done. Look at that. Cross grip. Ducks his head under there. Great, great ippon. Number 6. And if you're watching the Olympics, you probably saw that this little piece of newaza is definitely something Takato works on a lot. It's something he looks for a lot. Hooking up that arm and then getting the rollover and then pinning them down. He almost pinned HIFUMI in their epic quarterfinal with this. So it's one of his great techniques, probably the 1 or 2 options that he goes for on the ground. He's got a nice submission on the ground as well, but definitely a good one from Takato. Number 5 now, and this is against Takabatake. So locks up that arm looking for the newaza, but then strings it together, stands him up into tachiwaza, and gets his kochigari, which he is well known for. I've got another video on his kochigari, so if you want to check that out, you can see all the wazaris that he scores with kochigari. But beautiful ippon here, and just great game planning. Stand him up into tachiwaza, why not? Number 4. Now some people might know that this is a wazari. It's not an ippon, but I think it should, and I think it in the rules these days this would definitely be an ippon, and it's so unique, so creative. Look at that. Look at that. Alright, number 3 now. It's against the Uzbek fighter, and this is just really opportune. No idea what to call it. Just a great counter. Manages to roll him over. Goes over the top. And then he jumps in and just goes for it. So Takato, great work. Amazing ippon. Number 2. And you don't see Takato do an uranage very often, but I thought this was a unique throw from him, so I'd include it. But he can do everything. He's got so many different techniques. And another great one by Takato. Alright, so this is my favorite, number 1. So it's an ochigari, but how often do you see people bounce off their knee like that and get that much drive from the ground? It's just so well timed, such perfect technique. He's got a head wrapped up there underneath the Russian's arm, and just for him to do this, so opportune, so creative. You don't see many people do that. He's gripping with the left arm. He doesn't really have a grip with the left arm as he goes in. So he's just jumping in there. He knows what to do, using his instincts. Manages to really hook that leg and drive through off one knee. So this is definitely one of my favorite ippons from Takato. Let me know in the comments which one's your favorite. Pretty sure I didn't miss any, maybe 1 or 2, but let me know what you think, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.